Oh shit! How fucked up there's a hand pillow.
Got me seeing stars and shit.
420! What was you thinking?
You are now listening to the Stoned Conservatives podcast.
Oh fuck no!
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Stone Conservatives. I'm your host. I guess I'd be your host. Cam. We'll go with that. You don't need my full fucking name. And then we got Alan. I almost said his full name.
Yeah, no full names.
No full name?
No full names.
Turn your levels up, man. I want to hear your beautiful voice, man.
How's that?
Yeah.
Is that better? Oh, wait. That's down. Perfect.
Yeah. Somewhere around there, right?
Oh, I don't know how to produce.
There you go. Welcome to the show, everyone. Apparently, this song in the background right here that I chose is fucking copyright shit. They got mad at me. It's owned by some fucking guy. It probably doesn't even own the song. And that song was, you know what that song's about, Alan? I've been meaning to talk about this.
It's about existentialism in culture and media.
Yeah, kind of. It's about Romeo and Juliet. So they had two different opinions.
Oh, I could see that. Romeo and Juliet are teens who killed themselves. Like the tune of the song?
Yeah,
Cool,
well, I
cool,
think that's
cool.
when they started dancing and shit. Like,
Cool.
if you ever read it. Anyways, so welcome. I'm glad that you're back, Alan. I think you should just be our damn fucking permanent host in this shit. It's your mics and stuff.
I was going to say, by the way, you're telling me welcome back in. We're in my recording space.
Hey, man, they don't know. We're in a studio. We're in a professional studio. Anyways, so we went out to the Hemp Festival. Remember that?
Last weekend.
Yeah, that was really
That's
fun.
old news comparatively, you know. But yeah, there was stuff going on. There was people there. People were high, but they didn't have anything there.
It was pretty fun. I thought I had fun. I had fun going around interviewing people, and I was pretty shocked at how fat I've gotten over the years. So I'm kind of
Good thing you were walking.
I'm at to get.
I'm sure those giant 20-ounce Red Bulls are helping you with 270 calories of pure sugar.
Well, you know what? A fact came out today.
Did it?
Yeah, from the Telegraph.
Oh.
Yes. It says 4 cups of coffee a day can lead to early death.
Shut up.
It was an article they written, and I think you should appreciate it.
Is that because of the amount of caffeine in it? Because if so, then 20-ounce Red Bulls rivaling 4 cups of coffee easy.
Well, I was thinking it was probably the beans.
No, it's not the beans.
Right.
Beans,
Yeah,
the magical fruit. The more you eat, the apparently closer you get to death.
They've been using that fucking shitty Asargo or Asiago beans or whatever the fuck it's called.
Asiago is cheese?
Yeah, they've been using them cheesy-ass beans. And
You mean Arabica.
Arabica.
From Arab cultures.
I don't like to talk about those people, Alan.
There's Kona from Hawaii. There's Robusta.
There's actually
Arabica, which origins are in the Middle East.
See, yeah, if you had too much Arabica or
Robusta, Kona, Arabica, just brew it up and have it all. It's just going to come ravage your stomach up just like a cannonball. It's pretty good, pretty hip, right?
Did you just freestyle on me?
No, that was something I wrote a long time ago.
I think you just freestyled.
It was for a song called My Coughing Coffee Shop.
Okay.
My Coughing Coffee Shop.
Yeah, and
we wake and bake every day, and we're feeling great. Yeah.
So you used to be a rapper.
Yeah.
And
I used to go around rapping girls.
I have a feeling that you're still trying to do your rap career.
No,
you're just laying low right now. You got fam going on.
I got nothing.
You're gonna bust out like fucking Ice Cube did. He just did all those movies just to get some album money.
No, I'm good.
Yeah, okay.
I'm past it.
Well, you weren't past going to Hempfest.
Not past going to Hempfest.
That was fun. Did you see how I swing that back in?
That was pretty good.
Yeah, and
got searched twice.
Yeah, that was pretty fucking funny, actually. I don't know why they searched us so many times. They searched us right up in the front before the gate.
They're losers.
And then right when we got to the gate, I played again. I love it.
Okay.
They're losers.
See, they're losers. And then right when we got to the gate, we're losers too for even going to that. Just kidding.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Well, because the only reason why I said that is we had a couple of people that didn't really appreciate our political views, at least mine.
You did this.
I like to try to wrap you in this.
I know, and I was just filming. Like, you go up to this one tent, and you're like, "Oh yeah, I applied for your guys' thing. Are you guys currently hiring? By the way, I do this thing, Stone Conservatives. It's a right." And then she starts biting her lip.
Yeah, that wasn't a very good idea.
Right when you said that, I started like backing away and doing a panorama or like a really cool looking camera style zoom in. Like,
right.
You know when they do that in movies and it looks like they're zooming out of a long hallway and it gets that weird effect going on. I was going for that because I was trying to strategically distance myself from the conversation.
Yeah, you're a fantastic camera operator and cinematographer there, capturing that shot of her gritting her teeth. And I should have probably highlighted it in the video. But we did this video for Hempfest. If you want to go check it out, it's on the Stone Conservatives page and on our Facebook page at Stone Conservatives on YouTube and Facebook. You just Google the name. I haven't even got the damn links yet. I need more subscribers. Subscribe and I'll be able to get links and shit for those. Because they're all Nazis, link Nazis over there at Google. And yeah, a guy came up to us and he was criticized for wearing a USA shirt, like a flag, basically a big old US flag, and it had a big old eagle on it. Like the whole shirt was a flag and they had an eagle. And yeah, basically he was criticized for it. And he came up to me saying that. And my shitty early journalism skills, I didn't get to capture him saying it. But I got him at least ranting about it. And yeah, cool. If you search Stone Conservatives or whatever, it's probably the first video. It's pretty neat. And so this guy was criticized about it, and he did a pretty good rant about it. And does that come through the thing? Oh, that'd be brilliant. All right, so and so this guy starts talking about how Trump, he's actually there just for the show, like just to be with his wife, because his wife is a medical marijuana patient. And he did a great little rant about it. Here we go.
And make people worse. And so look, if it's going to help people and it's going to bring revenue, you look at Colorado, my God, they can't build homes fast enough because of all the revenue it's generating. And it truly makes a difference in people's lives, then please, somebody, somewhere, whatever powers it be, keep it going. Keep it legal, tax it, do whatever you got to do.
See, this guy was awesome. This guy that he was even on the mic. He was the one that was criticized for the shirt, and he said some lady went up to him and said, you shouldn't be wearing that. How dare you wear that shirt here and stuff like that. And so that's pretty shocking to be in your own country telling another individual to not. Well, for one, you don't like their clothing and take it off, essentially. And two, that because of what was on the clothing, it said it was pretty much an American flag shirt. And, man, that kind of stuff upsets me, to be honest. I'm really patriotic. I really love my country. I think, doing the Pledge of Allegiance was almost nearly as fun as, art class, Like, that's how much I love this country. And just to be criticized, yeah, he sounds like Scary Perry.
As well as the owner and operator of
Holy shit! Yeah, he does sound like Scary Perry. Here, but Alan wanted to
sounded exactly like him.
Wow, that's actually interesting.
I used to design in junior high school back in late 70s, 78, 79. There's my other board.
It's all a bunch of skateboard sound in the background.
32 long, 10 wide, and to my right is my 2 popsicle stick boards.
Play his other guy's voice again real quick.
The revenue and make a difference in people's
Holy
lives.
shit.
Save them in
Scary Perry, dude.
Scary Perry. Well, shout outs to based Scary Perry that came on our show today. Anyway, what'd you think about that? I know that we didn't really go around just yelling, "Hey, I'm conservative" and stuff like that. But did you think that was kind of odd that at least some people, even though I've said, "Hey, if you want to legalize it in this country, would it be great if President Trump did it, and would you support him?" That a lot of people were said no about it. What did you think about that?
I don't know. I mean, the way a lot of people see it is you can't really make up for in the ways that some people view Trump has done things wrong, that he can't really make up for it by legalizing it, which that does kind of make some sense. You kind of can't. It would have to be something that's morally, he would have to do something that would outweigh the morality of the other shit that he's done.
So their view is kind of like...
It's kind of like he would really have to do something more substantial than legalizing it to gain my support.
Kind of like how this gentleman said, two wrongs don't make a right, you know.
I'll even do it. It's because the people in my family that do it, that it saves them from the tremendous headaches they've had.
That he gave them from his scary Perry-ness.
Yeah, we could... Yeah, but
by the way, you coaxed this guy into actually talking on camera. He didn't want to, and then you just started kind of forcing it. And then he was like, "Okay, do you want me to go ahead and just since you already
you do the voice? Well,
you already pointed your camera at me, so I'm just gonna go ahead and say it."
You know, I had to, because a lot of people that I interviewed didn't really seem to agree with me. But as soon as I got him talking to me, I had a couple more people coming up to me. And this other...
By the way, this dude looks familiar.
This guy seemed like he would definitely, like, was on the show at one point. You just don't remember.
Disagree with the whole idea that I even need permission from the government to use a medicine.
I agree, too, because...
There's me looking all douche and fat. But yeah, that guy was awesome too. And I was actually kind of scared at first. And that's why you shouldn't probably judge people when you look at them. Because I thought he was Antifa kind of dude, like Antarcticus kind of dude, like all like, you know. But he was just kind of like a biker guy, you know, whatever, like
weed biker,
like a weed biker, yeah. But he was actually really nice to talk to, and I met a lot of nice people out there. And we're gonna go to the Albuquerque Beer and Hemp Festival, and then I'm not gonna fuck this up now. It's in November. Okay, so I will be there in November in Albuquerque. And we'll go out there with our cam, same shit. We'll go around interviewing people. If you're listening and you want to come and talk to us, you know, just like and subscribe. Follow us on Twitter at StoneRight, and we'll stay in touch and stuff like that, and maybe we'll get some interviews and stuff like that. So it'll be really fun. Anyways, let's move over to this. Did you hear about the protests going on in during the Trump rally when he came to Arizona?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that got violent pretty quick. Some of the left is claiming that the right was the ones that attacked first at counter protesters, or I guess at protesters, because I guess we would be counter. So now, even though the left is claiming that the right was violent, Arizona legislature wants to ban masks at political rallies now. What do you think about this?
A lot of places already kind of have laws against wearing masks in public. If you're trying to be a part of some event, you kind of give up your anonymity in a way because you're a part of a group of, other people. So, I mean, I see why for safety reasons that would be a good thing.
Right. And I noticed that even for what I'm doing, even interviewing that lady at Hempfest at the Canada A&M, that kind of, I almost feel like I jeopardized whatever career I could possibly get into the cannabis industry in a little way, just for me showing up being all, hey, I'm a conservative or trying to support pot.
Why? What'd you try to do?
Grab by the pussy?
Yeah, I did one of those. And she was pretty, I know she was probably maybe not like what you would call triggered and shit. But I can tell she didn't really want to talk to me because she definitely ended the conversation fast. And I was going for an interview, and she was like, well, thank you for coming. Have a good one.
Yeah, she was done with you.
And she even said, well, she said my name. She said my name, too. She was like, we'll follow up on your resume, Cameron, and stuff like that. So I'm like, oh, geez, she's probably going to flag it or something.
Well, yeah, they probably weren't expecting to have to do an impromptu forced job interview on a recording.
Well, damn it, I need a job. Anyone want to hire me?
With those kind of tactics.
Yeah, I'll go in there hard with a microphone and a camera, watching your teeth be gritting. So, this whole masks thing, I don't know. I'm for it in a way because a lot of people that would wear masks are usually ones.
So you're for the masks, okay?
No.
Cameron wants people to just go around wearing masks and doing crime.
No. I don't want the masks. I said.
Oh, my bad.
Well, I could give you a reason why I would want to wear a mask is only just prevent to not get fired.
So you can hit on girls and they won't judge you for looking weird.
Instead of not get doxed. You know that's what Antifa
you don't have to have
is
your
doing
dick out.
too. Not dixed.
No, doxed is when you
docking.
Put penises together and use the foreskin of one to fold over the other, so you dock like a spaceship.
Oh my God! How do you know this?
It's common knowledge.
It's common internet.
Common
I'm very well with social media.
Yeah, my uncle showed me.
So Arizona rallies doing this shit. I'm kind of for it because they do a lot of violence. I'm against it in a way because I don't want to be doxxed. That's my opinion. What about, since we're talking about Antifa, did you hear about the San Francisco pro-Trump rally that was shut down by Antifa recently? Was this
the protest yesterday?
Yeah.
Because I thought that was for the Mayweather-McGregor fight.
Yeah, they were very upset about Conor hitting him in the back of the head.
This was before.
So they were new to...
So they were just like, come on, this can't be allowed.
Yeah, okay. So they're like, no, we don't like the white man fighting the black guy.
Yeah. McGregor, Mayweather, KKK.
No fascist USA. Oh, no. So that's what they were out doing. But they ended up shutting down a pro-Trump rally. And this rally was... Just play it again. Play it again. It's classic shit right here.
I moved on her like a bitch.
I moved on her like a bitch.
Where do you have these? Fucking CNN and all these huge news wing outlets are going to want to talk to you.
Yeah.
It's just very shocking stuff that Trump is saying.
Yeah. I actually have a lot of Trump sound clips.
Do you? No, let's just go through it over the show. And then, sorry. Yeah, so now in Germany, even Antifa had their own website shut down that stirred up that whole G20 protests. So I think it's about time Trump goes in there. And the whole signature thing, we were doing it on the page. We were gathering up signatures to label Antifa as a terrorist organization. Because at this point, it's not even for protests or to have political discussions or any type of interaction other than violence and just chanting pretty much the exact same message over and over and destroying city property and everything.
Yeah, but what is Antifa doing? See how I switched that around?
Yeah. But you know what? I've seen... that's the thing. I like how you did that because there hasn't, in my opinion, been a heavy incident other than the Charlottesville attacker. That was like the first one,
That's pretty fucking bad, though.
It was bad. It killed one person. There's been people that were shot at the Milo rally and stuff like that, and the protests there happening. And, there's other incidences that, like the lady went up and just shot her neighbor because he had Trump signs on the yard and stuff like that. And there's been all types of altercations like that never gets heavily reported by mainstream media, but when that car incident happens, which is well justified to report about, they just blow it up out of proportion as if this is happening all the time, and more likely it's happening on Antifa side. So it's time to label them as a terrorist organization, and just the same way if you start seeing whatever they would call Nazis and alt-right starting the same thing. But however, I don't see the violence coming out of there the way it's portrayed that I've seen through Antifa and whatever they call alt-left. Have you seen
Blacks for Trump?
Yeah, blacks for Trump. Mexican
Blacks
right here.
for Trump.
Half Hispanic for Trump. My dad's a legal alien. I would like him as a citizen so I could see my father. I could dance with my father. You know that song?
No, I don't.
I know you know it. That's why you laugh. All right, here we go. So we got this hurricane. You hear about the
Hurricane Steve Harvey?
Hurricane Steve Harvey. Basically, even
how many people are hurt out of 100? Top 10 answers are on the board. Survey says 1 dead, 12 injured in Houston.
Atlanta, the article, I think the Atlantic or something, they reported that the hurricane was racist.
It is. Well, yeah.
It's
because it's going after low-income areas.
Yeah, it's racist-ass fucking hurricane, dude.
Yeah.
How dare they?
Well, what was their reasoning? Because you can't just say that they said that and just move on.
They did.
They did.
Go look it up.
I don't want you're the one who.
Yeah, well, you can look it up, listeners. I I write all these notes down. I even have like articles posted, and then I realize I'm like, how y'all gonna like look up the articles that I talk about? So you just gotta trust me, man. You gotta believe in me. You gotta believe in me. It's called racist. I guarantee you. They retracted the article too, by the way.
This is Leftist Daily.
Oh, okay.
On Daily Wire.
Daily Wire, okay. A Daily Wire is by Stephen Crowder.
The Daily KOS writes, this is shaping up to be another Hurricane Katrina, complete with devastating impact on black and brown communities. Southeast Texas and the coastal bend regions of the state are expected to be the hardest hit. While Hispanics make up 40% of the state's population, Texas has one of the largest black populations in the country, and they live concentrated in areas that are predicted to be the hardest hit.
Okay, so those lives only matter in this, other than like old people in old folks' homes that are literally underwater. Do you see that photo?
Well, that's shitty on the staff to not let them go up to the next floor. Those are multi-story retirement
That was
homes.
the next floor. No, I'm just kidding.
Collectively, black people are the most populous minority in Southeast Texas, though they are scattered around. This demographic data is important because it tells a story of who's likely to be impacted. In short, the hurricane is going to do incredible damage to the areas where black people live, and many aren't in positions to evacuate financially, withstand the impact.
Okay, let's just roll with this daily costs or whatever. So the hurricane's racist. It fucked up all the minorities. I guess you'd like me to call them that. I don't know if that's triggering.
That's what they put.
So if it hurt the minorities, Trump immediately has set up an emergency funding, and he was there pretty much right when it hit, going to say, hey, I'm going to be there. He's going there Tuesday, by the way, just to help Houston, okay? So Houston, I'm sure, is a heavy, predominant black community, right?
A lot.
Yeah. So is Trump racist to wanting to go help the black community that's hurting right now?
Yes, he is.
Yeah. Okay. Very racist of him. How dare he? Then that's the mindset of the left right here. They don't know even where. Yeah, look, you got photos of people just shooting at the
Native
hurricane.
Texan holds the front line against Hurricane Harvey 2017, Galveston, Texas. It's a guy pointing a shotgun at the incoming hurricane.
Yeah, see, that white man is protecting the minorities.
You stay off of my coast.
I'm protecting you, America. But see, that's what I was saying earlier, though. That's just ridiculous. The way they would go, that they like to go around and just throw labels on things. They go and throw labels on people, calling them Nazis, even though they're the ones supporting a socialist party. It's ridiculous.
There's another one of someone in their house with a shotgun barrel pointing through a doorway, and there's like water on the ground.
Dude, did you hear about that there was alligators on the
Harvey
streets?
out.
Oh my God, that's terrifying, man.
House is flooded, power is out. Yeah, it was like 160,000 people without power.
160,000 people so far as of today, Sunday, the 27th. 5 dead from this. That's just sad. Thoughts and prayers.
That'll help.
Yeah, I don't really like to say that, to be honest. If you really want to help, go. I'm sure there's an actual. You need to make sure it's a fucking legit one too. Excuse my language. It's getting fucking severe right here. You make sure that the GoFundMe pages and shit are actually like to the family, because there's people out there using this to benefit and just get money, saying that they're gonna help, and not really. So then they always do this for other things. All right, so Mueller grand jury issues a subpoena for the Podesta group. Now this is huge. Not everyone was saying that Mueller was probably against Trump.
Who?
For Mueller.
Mueller.
They They said he was against Trump for this Russia thing. But now it seems like he's turning around and going after the Podesta group for actually taking that millions of dollars from Russia with, a government organization. And yet they're throwing our president under the bus as working with Russia. Ridiculous.
I mean, he is working with Russia.
No, he isn't, Alan.
Okay.
All right, I got to ask you this, though. This is pretty Russian.
This is pretty Russian?
Yeah. What do you think of the American Horror Story?
I haven't kept up, really. I watched the first episode of the hotel season.
Right.
And after that, I think I've seen part of a season of Roanoke, where they're out in the woods. It's a white lady married to a black dude, and they move out to Roanoke, which is a famous spot for where a settlement of early settlers just up and disappeared.
Right.
Like somebody left to go back to England or whatever, and he came back, and they were just fucking gone.
Jeez.
Everything was still there.
I really like American Horror Story. I think it's a good show compared to the things on. I don't like some of the people's political views on the show, and especially the new trailer. I guess we could play it audioly, just for the first couple seconds, I guess.
What's the thing that scares you the most?
It is now official. Donald Trump is the next president of the United States.
This is a very real reaction, by the way, for a lot of people.
Since election night, it has just all been
had a guy
so
like
much
humping
worse.
his TV all excited going, yeah, and this lady was like shocked, screaming at her TV on her knees, screaming no. And I've seen that on real videos during the inauguration. And
Since election night, it has just all been getting so much worse.
The recurrence of the chlorophobia?
Yes, the clowns power through it. He was right there!
Ellie, this is ridiculous!
So she seems to have a fear of clowns, and as this thing goes on, you find out that there are what appears to be a clown cult after her to kill her. Is it real? Is it fake? Is it all stress-induced due to the election? This is an interesting sort of thing that they decided to go with.
Now, I bet a lot of you are thinking, okay, is he going to go, oh, fuck this lady, fuck this whole American Horror Story just because they did anti-Trump shit? Actually, I don't really mind it, and I'll tell you why. It doesn't really seem like they're attacking Trump. And they're not going, oh, let's, like the Kathy Griffin shit, They're not hanging him with the head, like, by the head with all bloodied up. They're not doing Snoop Dogg music videos with a gun to his head kind of a thing, I don't know if that's, maybe we've been almost desensitized of people belittling our president.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't mind it. And because it seems like they're kind of using it as a way to actually get both sides to kind of maybe laugh and enjoy this season.
I don't think is American Horror Story a comedy.
It's not a comedy. Well, there's some times in there it just kind of gets like a little bit kind of like
and then it's followed up with
silly.
like a sex scene and a brutal throat slashing.
Right, of course. As usual, that's what you're going to expect on the first episode.
Anyone else want to jack off now?
Yeah. But it doesn't seem like, look, they're not attacking our president. This is what this country is about: freedom of speech and freedom of expression. You can talk about our election. You're allowed to do little seasons about people freaking out in the election or people turning into fucking psychopathic clowns.
It's a clown cult.
And now I'm saying this now as I'm watching the trailer. This could change quickly, right? I mean, could you imagine if they made it so that, okay, so there's a premise of the story is basically a lady seeing shit, she's going crazy. She's got a fear of clowns. And she has a fear of clowns, and then she eventually starts seeing real clowns and starts trying to kill her.
And assumingly people are trying to tell her that that's all part of her imagination.
Okay, so that...
So she's struggling with multiple sort of things going on. Yeah. People not believing her. She's probably not going to believe herself at a certain point, which will make her vulnerable.
If you look at it on the outside, the whole idea gives me almost goosebumps because I know it's a very good idea. If you look at it without all the political, stuff. So I think it's going to be a really good season. I'm hoping it's not going to get too political. If they start making like the cult, like Trump is like doing this or something, then I don't know, man. Then I'm gonna have to tap out of American Horror Story, and hopefully that's not going to be one of those shows.
Do you think they're going to go with Trump being the leader of the clown cult?
Clown cult? Yeah, probably. They'll probably pull some shit like that.
They'll have Johnny Depp dressed up as Trump like they did in the Art of the Deal thing.
Or get Alec Baldwin to do it.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, so that's kind of what I'm a little worried about. But other than that, I'm really optimistic about it, at least. And that's the whole point of conservatism, at least in my point of view. I bet a lot of people are getting a little confused a bit of where I stand. I'm not too heavily conservative, and I just use the term stone conservatives because it's kind of almost like it's like a play on word almost. It's like a catch-22 in a way. Like it's kind of funny in a way. Like it kind of has a ring to it too. So that's why I mostly use it. I do have mostly conservative views, but I'm very open with terms of like the gay marriage shit and like I have some ideas with abortion that you and I have discussed, Alan, that a lot of people would probably not like abortions, and I don't really want abortions. But I think if there's certain circumstances, and if we maybe had it a lot more stricter, making it so that like 14-year-old girls don't have to go private Planned Parenthood without parent consent until 18.
But you have to really take into account how many kids grow up in really abusive families where if they find out about that, if they find out the kid's pregnant for whatever reason, that they're going to come down on them, that it could be a dangerous situation. So that's where I got to like sort of disagree on all that, because there are a lot of fucked up families out there. And if you take away access without having like parental like consent and all that kind of shit, it really becomes a gray area where it's just, I don't want to see what would happen if that would be the case.
So that's where we both stand on certain issues like that. With pot, obviously, mostly conservatives, at least like 60 fucking years ago, weren't down with it. They did not like pot at all. It was something they saw that was gaining profit and that shouldn't be, and that they used it to propaganda against Mexican Americans and stuff like that, and illegals, and black people too, with jazz and shit like that. So I think times are different. That's all I'm trying to say is that the whole conservatism value. I think as long as that you support your country, we follow the Constitution, we know that we're free in this country, so why should we restrict access to medication of our choosing? I mean, I'm not for people using heroin at all, but I think it is a little bit silly that we're punishing users almost as severe as sellers in some cases.
Well, you wouldn't have dealers without people buying it.
Well, of course, but
people are buying it for a reason, and whatever that is, it's not my place to.
Right. And, I really don't like heroin.
I can
not
call them
for
stupid,
opioids.
but I mean, who am I?
Right.
Yeah.
And a lot of people would argue that, these people need help. We need to fund programs for it. I don't think tax dollars should be going towards certain things like that. I think there's other routes that we could probably take, I'm sure, probably more cost effective. And last but not least, with the gay marriage thing, I'm totally open for gay marriage. I have gay friends. They're very nice people. In fact, I've heard very grotesque and harsher jokes about gay people coming from them than I've ever heard in my life, being a conservative, I get the whole Black Lives Matter movement. I just don't like the fact that they're trying to make that they're kind of mashing it with a Black Panther movement almost like only black people matter, and it's very silly. I think what we should be doing is American Lives Matter, and that we have American privilege, not white privilege, because any person in this country, from the depths of a ghetto to the richest rich of out of Trump Tower, you can become anything, and guess what? You could lose everything. And this was Stone Conservatives. Have a good one.
Blacks for Trump.